All right, people, welcome. We are live on African King Academy. We're back again, but this time we've got a different guest. Guest, introduce yourself.
You know who I am. The man that gave King his his platform, and he's who he is today because not because of me, but because he's he's a good bloke. He's a top bloke. He talks sense. He he's a true sports guy. You know what I mean? So it's only right that King deserves his flowers, man. You man, if you haven't subbed to his channel, sub to King's channel, AN Sports on King's channel for the first time. I hope it's not the last time as well because I would love to exchange like this is it's my first time and like what it is. We got to get the show on the roll. It's like the thing is, you only been on my channel. I've never been on yours, and it's not right. And I repay the faith. And if you man are in the chat that you haven't subbed to my channel, please do me a huge favor and sub to King's channel. Do him a favor as well and sub to his channel. He's very undersubbed, very very undersubbed. If you man are interested in WWE, if you man are interested in just sports, King's got it all for you. He does shows with everyone. He interviews people. So listen, man, you know him, bro. Come on, like he's a real one. So it's only right. It's only right. But big up to you for having me on, man. It's long,
It's been a
long
while.
over, long overdue. I'll say it's
Yeah,
long overdue.
definitely. Um, we'll definitely have more of this type of show.
100%.
With AEKAVIN. This will just be about all sports in general because we're both fans of multiple sports.
Yeah.
Um, Firstly, I'm going to ask you some of the sports that you love. List me some of them off. Some of the teams you support as well.
So first and foremost, football is my number one sport. No debate there whatsoever. I don't think any other sport comes close. I'll be honest with you. Football is the number one sport. Yes, my team ain't doing all great. As people could tell, I am a die-hard Manchester United fan, and I have been for a long time. And people might ask me, do I regret being a United fan? No. And I'll tell you why. So I've seen us win Premier Leagues. I've seen us win in a Champions League final. I've seen us win cups. I've seen us lose cups. It's all part of the journey. The journey to success is the best. And once you reach the top, you look back on who's been a part of that journey. So United is my number one. Number two, NBA, basketball, Boston Celtics, 18 times NBA champions. Nobody's ever replicated that before. Unfortunate for you Lakers fans watching, yeah, yeah, 18 times champions. But listen, hopefully banner number 19 can come next year. Sometimes you don't always get what you want. Sometimes shit doesn't happen. Then I guess number three, I like tennis. I like Novak Djokovic. He's my favorite tennis player. I'm a massive. I advocate for him massively, massively. When people criticize him, I've been defending this guy for time. I'm the only one in my family who's actually a Djokovic fan. Funnily enough, I I enjoyed just watching his good years. Like, I really enjoyed watching him win Grand Slams. I watched him since he didn't even have 10 Grand Slams. Now he has got the most Grand Slams of all time. Tied with
Yeah, 24. I think.
tied 24, and if he wins number 25, I would have seen it all. I would have seen it all. And let me tell you right now, I can't wait. I can't wait. I know. I just know that 25 is coming. I know it is. I know for sure it's definitely coming. When, I don't know, but it's definitely happening. Number 25 is definitely happening. So manifesting
It's
that.
gonna be difficult because he's in a new generation of
Yeah, no.
tennis
but he's
stars.
but he's still in the top five of the new generation, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
The longevity of the three big dogs in terms of Djokovic, Federer,
Yeah,
Nadal, I think it's unprecedented, and I think
hundred
it
percent.
brought a new level to the sport with them three, all 20 plus
Yeah.
Grand Slams, dominated their era.
Mm.
Like if you look at it, it's just one of them three won the one of the major fours in like a
And
10
yeah,
to 12 year
Pete
span.
Sampras. And people say Andy Murray is number four, but it's actually Pete Sampras. It's actually
Yeah,
Pete Sampras at number
Sampras is, I think, before them though. I think Sampras is in the time of Agassi and things of that nature.
Yeah, it's a shame I wasn't alive to see Sampras play. I would have loved to have seen Sampras play. But yeah, also I like the New England Patriots, NFL, number 5, I
Yeah,
guess. I don't mind cricket. Don't mind cricket. I guess you could say I like India. India's the national team I support. Obviously, my ancestors are from India. I have ties with India slightly. Obviously, slight ties with Pakistan as well, but not the new age Pakistan. The old age, because back then Pakistan and India were still like in the same country. So
yeah,
before then, my family were from the Pakistan side of India. So yeah, then so yeah, I guess I like Indian cricket. I don't really watch any other teams in cricket. I could have watched the IPL final. That was interesting. But there's more. There's a lot more that I guess you could say I like. I sometimes watch badminton with my grandfather on the Sundays. Sometimes I watch what you call Thailand, India. They all play Olympics. You name it. The sports are there. That's why I named my channel A in Sports. I'm a massive, massive sports geek. I love sports. Sports is my passion. I love entertainment. I love travel as well. I haven't traveled properly for a while, but listen, hoping to travel, hoping to vlog. Entertainment. I love entertainment style videos, like content, like proper content creators, like those ones in America. For example, like challenge style videos, like for example, like just like hunting videos, like you know the ones. And then yeah, so I'm a very very like I'm up for a challenge at times. I'm a person who's up for a
yeah,
challenge. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's more sports. I guess you could maybe say sometimes I just watch my national team play. Sometimes I in sports. So yeah, futsal. I went to the futsal World Cup final in Thailand in 2000 and what was it, 2012? It was Spain versus Brazil. I'm sure you know who Falcao is. The Falcao, the what's it called again? The futsal player Falcao. I'm sure
oh
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
He
yeah,
was
yeah,
cold. He
yeah, yeah,
was cold. I went to
yeah.
watch that final, but Spain were up 2-1, and within seconds to go, Brazil equalized. Brazil took the lead. Spain took the lead 2-1 again
Yeah,
at one
Brazil
one one,
futsal. Brazil
and then they
futsal
won
were
it.
boomers.
And then but it was golden goal though, so they won it on golden goal. So yeah, I have lots of memories watching sports, man, and trust me, long may it continue. Sports, that's
Yeah,
all I
man.
got.
I
love
love that. I love that. Big up, Kai. My
Big
says
up to
my
you, man.
brother.
Big up,
Yeah, man. Thank you for
big,
coming in.
big up to you.
But yeah, there is one thing that you were missing. I think it's a sport that we both love. With an Italian team.
Sorry, I knew I was missing something. I knew I was missing something. Formula One,
Yeah,
Of
and it's
course.
going on right now.
Formula One King. Me and you are
Yeah,
avid Ferrari fans, and we rant every single week. I'm
yeah,
like,
man.
hey, listen, people. F1 shows is was it? Should we do Sunday or is it? When is this? When is it? It's Sunday night, right? Qualifiers.
No,
It's
Saturday. Saturday. It should be tomorrow.
Saturday night for you, right? Because obviously it's Sunday morning for me.
Yeah. Let me
Because
check the
no,
time actually.
apparently the race is on a Monday morning for me. I think is it in Vancouver?
Yeah, Vancouver. So the
So
qualifying is
they're on the West Coast, so they're like 15 hours behind me, right?
oh 9 o'clock
Or
my time.
9 o'clock
My
p.m.
time for
9
yeah for
p.m.
qualifying. Yeah.
Ooh, so that's 3 a.m. And what about the race? What time is the race
Oh,
on
it's a bit earlier. It's around this time, 7 p.m.
7 p.m. UK?
Yeah, yeah. So it'll be around this time.
Okay, so 1 a.m. my time. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I'm in.
Yeah, it's late. It's late for you, but it's a bit earlier for me.
Nah, I'm calm. I don't mind. I mean, all we have is just the NBA Finals, and then once that's done, we just got F1, and we got the. Oh yeah, we have Club World Cup as well. Don't forget Club World Cup on my
Yeah,
channel
Club World
tomorrow.
Cup.
So
Yeah,
we've got bare shows, man. King, we and I've got bare shows tomorrow. We've got NBA shows. We've got Club World Cup. We've got the F1 show. So we've got bare shows, man. And hopefully, you know what? I can't wait. It's been an interesting weekend, man.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Sports has definitely been good this year. I think it's been a lot in terms
Not
of
for me.
football.
Not for me.
Obviously not for you, but in terms of football itself, I mean the whole thing about all the Eagles teams wins or all the Birds teams wins.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
that
yeah.
was a crazy coincidence. All the underdogs breaking their streaks in terms of like trophies. I think this season was one of the worst for me, but at the end one of the best because I feel like it's good seeing different teams win trophies. I'm happy when you see a Crystal Palace win something. I'm happy you
Yeah,
hear
yes.
about the go ahead Eagles and teams like that.
And then you
But
have that, bird standing on the ball winning a fucking trophy in North London.
yeah,
Right.
we don't like them. We don't like them
Yeah, we don't
at
like them
all.
either.
But obviously, we had the first part of the transfer window. How are you feeling so far with what United have done
Do you
since
know
you're a big
what?
United fan?
You know what, bro? I can't lie. Like, I thought we were gonna go into this window like less ambitious because we're not in Europe. But do you know what? The players we're linked to, I'm like, yo, United still have a pull. You know, forget like just what we are as a club. Like, yes, Newcastle are also on the up, but King, if you are a footballer, who are you going to? United or Newcastle? You choose United because brand, big club. If you also if you help them get back to the glory days as well, you're a part of it. You're a
Yeah,
part
you're
of the
part of the lineage.
success. Exactly. So you're going to United, whether they're in a bad state or a good state, you're going to United to build your own name. You build to build your brand, everything. So Cunha, I'm very happy with Cunha. And Buemo, apparently Tottenham are about to hijack Buemo.
That's going to be a tough one. I think you can still defeat them because I think you have the name brand, and I think
No,
he
it depends on Buemo if he wants to go to Spurs or not. He can turn them down. If
he
he
turned
wants to
them
go,
down once already, but the manager change, isn't it?
yeah, that's the thing. The manager change
That could be a
might be a
different
factor.
maker.
Yeah. So listen, if Buemo goes to Tottenham, then we're gonna have to look for someone else. And you know what? I'm apparently hearing you're linked to Gyökeres as well. So, bro, if we get Gyökeres, that's a
Yeah,
great attack right there. Cunha, Gyökeres, or Ahmad or Xerxes, that's a good attack for us, right? Plus what we need to buy in midfield. Plus who we can buy in defense maybe. So listen, I'm kind of ambitious in the transfer window. My expectations for next season is try and get into the Champions League and win a cup. Winning a cup is the most important thing, though. That's all I say.
yeah. Trophies is the biggest thing. I feel like if he gets a trophy, then he can definitely add to his time. It is kind of the thing where
I just wish we had won the Europa League. That's all.
yeah, that would have gave him more time. I reckon it would have given him more time. The Champions League pool would have made it even easier to sign these players.
Exactly.
But you probably would have got a Liam Delap. Big up Rasta, big up.
Big up Rasta every single time. Hey, people, I am on with Rasta tomorrow, as well. In the what do you call what was it? In my time, I don't know if your followers are from the UK, if your followers are from, but let's say 7 a.m. UK or 8 a.m. UK around that. We're gonna do the transfer show. And if King, you're awake, feel free to pop by as well, man. If you're awake, feel
Oh yeah,
free to pop by.
definitely. If I'm up, yeah,
Feel free
I'll
to pop
definitely
by.
join
In
in.
sports, get me the 310 subs if you can. I'm currently on 306 subs. 4 subs needed, people. Come on, you know the drill. But sub to King's channel first, man. First and foremost, sub to his channel first. Hey, I ain't here to promote my channel. It's his channel. It's his time to shine, man.
On my
Big
way
up
to
to you.
work listening, man. Hey, big up Rasta, big up.
Big up to you. Sorry,
Um,
King.
no, it's all good. It's all good. So you're happy with the at least the ambitious signings that United are going for. You
Yes.
just want them to get them over the line.
Yeah.
That's really good. So
PSR. The PSR is also at 141 million as well, so we're kind of way above PSR. So I think we
yeah.
should be okay to spend how much.
Oh yeah, definitely. You're gonna sell some players as well.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
got a lot of sellable assets.
Yeah.
100. Let's get King to 100 subs. 100%.
Like I
100.
said, Rasta, he's undersubbed, man. Way too undersubbed, man. Way too undersubbed. You know the drill, guys. Sub. Easy.
Yeah. More videos on the way. I'll be on Aeon Sports. I'll be on Rasta
Of
Stocks'
course.
channel as well.
Every
So
time.
definitely be there. But
Yep.
carrying on from the football side. So you say top four and a trophy. Is there any particular
Champions
trophy?
Champions League, so it could be top 5, top 4, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the top 5. Anywhere in the top 5. I'm
Okay.
trying to look at, if for example this is an ideal scenario. Yeah, we don't have Europe next season. Attack the league. We literally have one game a week plus some midweek games with the domestic cups or whatever it is. Yeah, bro, attack the league.
Okay.
I'm literally saying attack the league because we literally we have one game a week. We need to try and finish as high as possible. Literally, no excuses next season in my opinion. Sorry, no excuses.
Yeah. If I offered you 8th and an FA Cup, would that be enough, or you would still get rid of him?
I would still get rid of him, but that would be a successful season because we're winning an FA Cup.
And that would get you Europa League at least.
Yeah, but that's not enough for me. Like, look, FA Cup for me is a massive priority. Like I always say, the FA Cup should always be valued very very high. So FA Cup is a must. Carabao Cup is a must as well. Always go for your domestic cups. The Carabao Cup comes first, man. So if you're in a final in February, that's great. That pushes you on for the rest of the season. So I want either one of them or both, even if you get both. But eighth, no. Eighth I will not take. FA Cup, yes, I will take, but eighth is not. I will not.
So if you got 8th in a cup, you'd probably try and bring
We
someone
should have
else in.
sacked Ten Hag because of that. We should have sacked Ten Hag either way. I'm taking the FA Cup all day, every day. Trust me, FA Cup's a priority to me. I always value the FA Cup so highly. I value it as high as the Prem in the Champions League because I know how big and significant it is, right? But at the end of the day, league position as well I have to consider. So 50-50. So
50-50.
I'm looking at the FA Cup as a success for sure, success 100%. But
the league position has to be top 5. You're aiming for top 5. I like that ambition. I like that. Obviously, it's going to be very difficult because there's a lot of good teams out there. But as you said, one game a week. If you make the right decisions in the transfer market, then there's something that you can definitely strive for.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll see if the team actually makes the right moves. But let's move on to basketball. Obviously, we've been covering the finals. Pacers are up 2-1. But I want to talk about your Boston Celtics. Obviously, it's unfortunate what happened to Jason Tatum. Soon have a quick recovery for him. But what kind of moves do you want to see your team make in terms of NBA, the Boston Celtics? What do you want to see them do?
Do you know what, bro? People are saying the Celtics should tank for a draft pick. And I'm like, are you sure about that? This team is still good enough to do well next season, you know. When Jason Tatum comes back, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, you have got Pritchard off the bench. Bro, that's still a solid team. You could draft you can draft good players even in high picks. You can also trade for good players. If we trade for example a PJ Washington who could shoot threes, for example, like a Daniel Gafford or a Kessler or Mark Williams or whatever, bro, we're still set for next season. And you know what it is? I find very disrespectful to Jaylen Brown that we're saying Celtics should tank. I find that very disrespectful towards Jaylen Brown. This guy just come off the back of a Finals MVP last season, bro, mind you. So and he's done surgery, and you know what, bro? He's ready for the new season already. He's ready. Him, Derek White. If we get in the center, we have a point guard who can shoot buckets of threes. Bro, we're fine. We're fine. So people saying Celtics are not going to do well next season. We're fine. I know this team way too well. We're not going to tank next season. This team should not tank next season. I'm telling you right now. Jason Tatum, when he comes back, this team's going to go back to the back championship. This team's going to go back to the NBA Finals. Once Tatum is back, we're going back to the Finals, assuming he stays healthy. I just know this team too well, bro. We ain't gonna tank next season. The Celtics will not do that next season. Brad Stevens, Joe Mazzulla, Jaylen Brown, Derek White will not allow the Celtics to tank next season. They won't tank next season, bro. I'm telling you right now. We're good. But the moves I would like to see, bro, I can't lie. There's so many enticing moves available right now. Many enticing moves. Kessler is a good one. A solid point guard like Cole Anthony maybe would be good. Maybe like a solid. I don't know. I'm hearing maybe. Oh, I don't know. I actually don't know. You know, but there's many available players out there. Many good available players.
Yeah, definitely. So what would the main positions would be? A center and a point guard, you'd say?
Pretty much, yeah. Because Porzingis is going to go, Drew Holiday is going to go. So a center and a point guard is important. And I would keep Al Horford for one final year and let him retire next season. He's going to retire after next year. He wants to play for 1 more year. I'm keeping an offer for 1 year short term.
Yeah, him definitely off the bench will give you good veteran experience, good
100%.
person to be on the bench, be in the
Bro,
team.
imagine a lineup of Derek White, Jalen Brown, right? Pritchard, who can shoot threes, right? You still have, for example, um, imagine the Celtics in a world find a way to trade for Darius Garland.
Possible, possible.
Just imagine that. This team's
But yeah,
this team's this team's good enough to contend still.
yeah.
Without Tatum.
You just need to make the right moves for the point guard in the center position. You reckon?
Because, bro, I'll tell you, the East is very, very weak. It's
Yeah,
very,
it is at the moment. It
very,
is.
very weak. The Pacers are in the finals for a reason. And no discredit to the Pacers, but the East blew it this year. Celtics and the Cavs blew it this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I just think we ain't tanking next season, King. I'm not hearing this bullshit from anyone, bro. I'm sorry.
No.
We ain't tanking.
No,
we ain't
I think there's no need to. I think at the moment.
Yeah, there is.
You only tank if within the first half of the season you feel like your team isn't up to the snuff.
Not first half.
Yeah. Half. Yeah, second half, if your record is poor, then maybe you might do it just to get a better pick, just like the Sixers did. But I think if you make the right moves, if you get the good piece in terms of replacing Drew Holiday and Porzingis, I think you still have the core of a good team, decent bench as well, and also probably one of the better teams in the East. Obviously, Cleveland's going to be still difficult. I think Indiana's going to get confidence from this run that they're on, even if they don't win the finals. And then the other two teams you're probably looking at are probably the Knicks and maybe what the Sixers do in terms of the East.
Fired the head coach as well, bro.
Yeah, so they're going to have a different outlook. They may move some pieces on as well. Who knows? So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I think the Eastern Conference is turning.
I'm hearing Trae Young might be available as well.
That's possible.
If we can trade for Trae Young, hey, bro, we're contending for the championship.
Oh yeah, that would be the perfect piece. Plus, he doesn't like New York, so I think that would be perfect for you.
Oh yeah, that would be perfect.
That would be the perfect signing.
Yeah.
That'll be the star you need. Yeah, that would be a good one.
Not King. This team ain't tanking. I know for sure we ain't tanking this season. We're top 5 minimum next year. A top 4, top 5, top 3, top 4 seat next year, in my opinion.
100%. I like that. I like that you're ambitious with both your teams. I like that.
But also the Sixers are gonna come back next year for sure. You're gonna get a good draft pick.
I hope. Well, yeah, we got. I think we're third, so we.
How's Jared McCain doing?
I'm not sure. I think he'll be back next season, but obviously it was a tough injury. But I think we have the makings of a good team. We just need Paul George and Embiid to actually turn up next season. If they don't, I think we move them on.
And can I have one special request to you?
Yeah.
Please give us Lonnie Walker.
I don't know if we're gonna move him on or keep it because he's only on short-term contract, so he'll probably be gone in a year anyway. So you might get him.
I really like him, bro. You know,
I know you.
I've been advocating for this guy for time. You know me, bro. I love Lonnie Walker, man. He's a dog, bro. I love him, man. What a player.
Yeah, I think in terms of the free market, we've made some good moves with him and Yabusele. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I like how you're ambitious though with both your clubs. You're wanting them to strive for greatness.
Yeah. I trust Brad Stevens, bro. Brad Stevens is one of the best GMs in the league, or if the best GM in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. Definitely top 3. Definitely top 3 up. No. Because for me, I would love someone like Brad Stevens because I feel like the moves he's made. I think he built this team as well, and he built it up to a championship-winning team, and that's very hard to do.
And not to forget, he drafted Baylor Sharman as well. Who Baylor Sharman for me was a very, very underrated pick in the high draft, and he got minutes with the first team as well last year, and he played really, really well. So only gotta give credit to Brad Stevens, bro.
Yeah. Hey, big up Bossa Blue.
I told him I was going live on your channel. I told him I was going live. Big up my guy every single time.
Big him up. But there's another sport that we both really love, passionate about. Formula 1, Ferrari. Obviously, they let us down a couple times, but
they always let us down, bro. They always let us down.
It's funny. I was checking out practice. Charles Leclerc crashed. Red flag already. So
wait, what? What happened?
Yeah,
sorry?
He crashed. Red flag.
Charles.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Already. Already,
It's
bad
gonna be
start
a
to the
long
weekend.
weekend, bro. It's gonna be a long weekend, man.
Yeah, long weekend for
For real.
Ferrari. But I think we're both passionate about Ferrari. We've supported since the time of Schumacher. Obviously, Schumacher's your
Yeah,
goat,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He is. He's
yeah,
fucking.
your goat. Yeah. So, what do you think Ferrari need in order to come back next season? Especially with next season, they've also got new regulations. What do Ferrari need to do in your mind?
I think Ferrari just need the right strategy, man. This team, right? This duo should be at least good enough to contend for a championship. At the moment, not yet because they're trying to test things out, and I can understand it to a certain extent. But when you bring in such a big name player like driver like Lewis Hamilton, you have to act quick. You
Yeah,
you have to be on the move because, bro, I kid you not, right? Like Ferrari are one of those teams that they've let down so many top drivers. Vettel
yeah.
let him
Alonso.
down. Alonso let him down. Over the years, it's just been a catastrophe for Ferrari. So at the same time, Mercedes dominance was just you can't take down Mercedes dominance or Lewis Hamilton's dominance. But at the same time, bro, competing for a championship is what I want Ferrari to do. I don't care about drivers' championship. That's not my goal. My goal is to see Ferrari win the constructors' championship because I support Team Ferrari. I don't care who the drivers are. The drivers could be Lance Stroll for all I care. I just want Ferrari to contend for a championship. I literally don't care. I just want Ferrari to be number one, the best drive, the best team, the best team, the best cars on the grid. I'm a team man, but now only that because of Michael Schumacher ain't here anymore. If he was still here driving, I'd be like, I'm Michael Schumacher. I'm pro Michael Schumacher because
Oh,
he's
I
just
had
too
that. I
good.
had that. That was how
Too
I
good.
was when he was younger.
Yeah,
But
but
do
now
you
is he?
agree with this? Do you agree with this?
No.
I think we should have let Charles long ago. He's done less numbers than 7. That's projecting when we have about that.
I think, bro.
What do you think
I
about Charles?
Do you know what, bro? I was actually a flip flop because I said Ferrari should have let go of Charles instead of Carlos Sainz.
Mm.
At one point I was literally saying Carlos Sainz is better than Charles Leclerc.
Yeah,
At
I
one
was
point,
on that as well. Yes.
I was like, is Charles Leclerc on the down and is Carlos Sainz on the up? That flipped straight back, and I've underestimated Charles, and Charles has proved me wrong. Charles has shown why. Do you remember the argument that me and you had? Not a heat. It wasn't like a heated argument. It was just like a little argument over like who be Ferrari's number one driver or
Yeah,
or
yeah,
lead driver. For me,
yeah,
it was Charles because Charles has been in the Ferrari seat longer than Lewis Hamilton has. Yes, Lewis Hamilton is the goat to many people's eyes. Yeah, but look, Charles Leclerc has been in the Ferrari seat longer. He's handled the pressure for Ferrari very well for time. He won his own race in Monaco. He's the first Ferrari. He's the first driver from Monaco in a Ferrari to win for long. So listen, Monaco, I understand that. I understand winning it is just like you got to stay in front. That's all you got to do,
yeah,
right? But at the same time, like it's just I don't know how to say it. It's just the pressure. The pressure of being a Ferrari driver is different. Once you leave like a Mercedes or a Red Bull, and once you sit in that Ferrari seat, the pressure hits different. And Charles Leclerc's dealt with that pressure well. I think, in my opinion, I'm going to say something controversial. I don't think Ferrari should have ever got Lewis Hamilton. I think
wow,
Lewis, I think Lewis Hamilton is the wrong move. You should, in my opinion, should have stayed with Carlos Sainz because for me towards the end of last season it was working so well. It was actually clicking. I was like, for once, I could actually see a competitive Ferrari. I'm actually enjoying the races for once. Yes, we lost the constructors, but we were there. We were in the conversation on the last day. I want Ferrari to be in the conversation. I want Ferrari to be on top. Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc for me was the way forward. I'm not mad at Lewis Hamilton for joining Ferrari. I don't mind it. But at the same time, I was enjoying watching Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc battle it out. Drive, and they were such a good duo, man. They were such a good teammate, man. They were such good friends. I loved it. I love the compassion that these two drivers had. So, but at the same time, I'm gonna support Lewis. At the end of the day, Lewis is here. I'm gonna support him.
yeah,
I was not a massive fan of him before, but I'm gonna support him now because he's a Ferrari driver. I got no choice.
I think
That's,
when you have someone like Lewis available, I think you have to go for him just because
yeah,
of the
yeah,
potential.
of course. Yeah,
Plus, I think he's a kind of guy that can elevate a car on his own. He has the ability to rebuild a car similar to what Schumacher did for Ferrari back in the day. I think that's what he's there for. I don't think he's there to be there permanently. I think he's there to get the right car
yeah,
for us for the next year. I think that's why this year hasn't been as good. But we'll read out some comments quickly. Wow, my
yeah.
family loves Shumi. Back in the day, younger years of youth, I was a Massa boy, then Lonzo, then Seb Carlos, now Lewis. Okay, Boston Blues a Ferrari fan. Lance in a
It was
Ferrari
just,
that
it was
protest.
just, it was just an example. Like whoever's in the Ferrari seat, I'm going to support them. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter who's in the Ferrari seat. At the end of the day, I just want them to win. I just want to support them. I'm going to back them. I demand the same. We always have to go for the win. So yeah,
Yeah, actually, I was on board, but he's doing less numbers than Seb, who could be champions last year. You also have to understand that the car that the Ferrari has made isn't as good as the Red Bull in the past or the
yeah.
Mercedes or McLaren. So the car also makes a difference into
It's better
competing.
now. It's
It's
slightly
better
better.
now, slightly
Slightly
better
better
now.
now. It was slightly better last season. I was enjoying it last season, but I don't know, man. Just changed.
Yeah, Red Bull did Gasly wrong, and Ricardo, but I think that's what Red Bull are though. Red Bull is that kind of team.
They're they're in shambles off the circuit right now. Like I think the boardroom, everything's they're all in shambles. Like they're dealing with staff changes. People want to leave. The environment's kind of toxic around Red Bull right now. So I don't know,
Yeah,
man. Apparently, Christian Horner might want to go to Ferrari. I'm hearing. I'm hearing.
maybe.
I'm hearing he might go to Ferrari. Listen, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah,
That would be a massive move.
he even though I don't really like his personality, I know he's a winner.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
the
one.
one thing that I know he wants to win. I felt it
Fred
for a while.
Vasseur,
He's good.
I've doubted Fred Vasseur a few times, and I still doubt him. But if Christian Horner and Fred Vasseur could work together, that'd be great.
Yeah, but I think Fred Vasseur is probably the only reason Hamilton came. That's the only thing. So that might mean Hamilton would have to move on
Yeah,
if Horner came. That's the only issue. But to drive Ferrari of standard should obviously, but that's the thing. When it comes to that standard, that's what your first driver needs to be to that level. But we need to give Charles the car to show him because once he's had the car, he's
yeah,
shown to win races and
yeah.
to be able to compete with the best. So plus, I
No,
think you have to look at the new generation. Your Oliver Behrmans, your Kimmies as well. Who do you think will be a good next cup coming? Maybe Oliver Behrman in the Ferraris in a
Oli
couple years
Behrman's
time. And
well, he in his first race he came eighth, and I know
yeah,
eighth is not all impressive, but for a rookie to come in his first race, that would be great. So yeah, I'm looking at Oli Behrman, Isaac Hadjar, like you said, Isaac Hadjar seems really good.
he's going to be
I
a Red Bull driver sooner than
you
later.
know me, you know me, Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah,
I
Kimmy's looking cold as well.
so yeah, I don't know, man. I just think
Those are the three names I think that are going to be the
and
next up.
and Colapinto as well has been a bit.
He's
He's
but the
he's,
car's
he's not
terrible
had,
though.
yeah, he's not really had a good start. But at the end of the day, you put like a see Checo Perez in a Red Bull last year, 2 years ago. Look at how well he did.
Yeah,
It's because how fast his car is. But back to that comment before, right, from Boston Blue. I
yeah,
agree with I agree with the bottom part. The standard should be Michael Kimi. Yeah, I agree with that because they've set the standard. They've set the bar now for Ferrari drivers. They're the ones who carried that legacy of Ferrari. So we need to look at
100%.
that era as well. But at the same time, the team off the circuit, the engineers, they need to do their work. They need to do their job properly because back then Ferrari had competent engineers and everything. They were
Yeah,
winning
there
because of
too
that.
many mistakes this season from
Yeah,
individuals, like
it's
with the weather, with this sometimes with strategy. Yeah,
even last season, bro. We were winning a lot of races last year, but even last season, bro, we could have won. We could have won a lot more. I think Ferrari underachieved last year because do you remember Baku? The hard tires
yeah,
ruined. What was it? Was it Charles Leclerc? Yeah, it was Charles Leclerc. It ruined
yeah,
Charles Leclerc. So I don't know, man. Or Carlos Sainz. I couldn't remember who it was. But
yeah.
anyways, it it
I
it,
would
it
say this though: we've been better at pit stops. We've been one of the best in pit
yeah,
stops.
yeah. I
That's
agree.
got better.
Even the most recent pit stop, I was very impressed with.
Yeah,
Very impressed with the pit stop recently.
Ferrari make the fastest car in the world. Period. I mean, that is not true, but they do
No, it's
make
not.
some of the fastest. I
In
think the
F1,
fastest is Bugatti.
In F1 potentially, like all time Ferrari, if Michael Schumacher's car, gotta be
Yeah,
up
yeah,
there.
yeah, 5 in a row. That was the fastest all time.
Yeah, easily, easily.
Or that Renault that Alonso had. That was all the Braun GP. That was a crazy year as well.
Do you remember BMW Sauber?
Yeah, they used to be a great team.
They need to come back to F1, man. They'll be my second team because I love BMW. BMW is my favorite car. Like my favorite car brand, BMW, for sure.
Yeah.
Favorite F1 team, Ferrari. Sorry,
I
go on.
think my biggest fear if this season goes seriously downhill for Red Bull, what if Max looks for a move?
He is looking for a
Yeah,
move.
Aston Martin is going to be a place that he probably goes to if
Yeah,
Alonso leaves,
yeah.
or
So
Mercedes if Russell leaves.
don't be surprised if he also goes like he also retires. Apparently, there was some rumors that he wanted to retire or something.
Nah, nah, you can't retire from a sport like that until you're old. 'Cause
Audi,
you
Cadillac,
no,
all
the
cars
only
can win.
three teams that you could move to are probably Mercedes, Ferrari, and Aston Martin. Because Aston Martin will, with Newey will build a supercar.
Yeah, Verstappen.
Ferrari is always a team that has that kind of drivers want to drive for that,
They're
and
bringing the
then
best.
Mercedes.
They're bringing the best drivers of all time, and I'm always surprised if Verstappen's in a Ferrari one day. I really won't be
Yeah,
surprised.
could
It won't
happen.
surprise me one bit.
Even Perez, I would put him in the modern day and see how he managed. Perez could be back in the new team, the Cadillac team, so you may see him
I don't
sooner.
want to see Perez back in F1. I'm sorry.
To be honest, there's not many other drivers you can put in that Cadillac team that I would say deserve it. Maybe some of the F2 drivers coming up, but a lot of them are linked to other teams. So
The
that's the problem.
The Indian driver seems decent as well. I think he
Yeah,
won. He won the race recently. I think.
yeah. Maybe
It,
him. Maybe they go for him if he gets that's the thing. You need sponsors and money, and Perez has the biggest sponsor in the world in the I think one of the richest mans in the world. I think
it'd be
the
nice to see
Mexican.
more Asian American or even American representatives as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We need more from Brazil, Africa. There's mostly they're from UK, Australia. They're either
yeah,
from China, Japan, even in like Scandinavian countries a bit. But at the same time, just like yeah, just hopefully we have a Thai representative, but he can't speak Thai. I like
yeah.
Alex Upton, but he can't speak Thai. Like I want like a Thai representative. I want someone to get like a Thai speaking representative there. Apparently, there's one in like F3 or something. If I'm not mistaken. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
one day,
who knows in the future, definitely.
one day, yeah, one day.
They're definitely diversifying, but you need the money to get there.
Yeah, money
Very
is
true. I love Ferrari, but sometimes it's better for us to be in the middle pack the way the car looks this season. No, we'll always be up there. We'll always be competing. It's just McLaren's the best car this season,
yeah.
I would say.
Even in the Vettel days, I think Ferrari were competing. Even the days of what do you call
Vettel was leading up to the halfway point.
yeah, and then unfortunately fell off. Even
Yeah,
Charlotte, even with Charlotte Leclerc, at some point we were competing. Remember, Ferrari had a really good start in 2022,
yeah,
very very good start, and then they tailed off because strategy just they didn't keep up with strategy. Red Bull just got better, and I guess they won. Ferrari were looking very very good though. They started the year off so well, and then just fell off from there. And then there was a time there was like a Ferrari 1-2 what was it Silverstone as well. Ferrari overtaking Ferrari, and also start of the year, Ferrari and 1 and 2. If the following race as well, there was a 2 and 3, but then yeah, Verstappen won the sprint or something, whatever it was. But
yeah.
like I said, Ferrari were competing. They were doing their thing, and then Charles Leclerc hadn't won a race up until like Austria, and then he won the race. So yeah, like I said, it's just
Up
a
and
lot
down, up and
a
down.
lot's up. Yeah, it's a lot's up in the air for Ferrari. So, like I said,
Yeah,
just gotta
we'll see. We'll see. Makes
gotta
sense.
go.
Rosberg retired after one. This Max guy got four. Imagine all that money compete with the
Yeah.
laser. The thing about Rosberg is he was competing with Hamilton, and I think the one that he did get, he got luckily. I think that was a for me. I think he should have never got that one, to be honest. But
Yeah.
once you if you're competing with the best, and oh, I've won one, yeah, it's time to go. But for Max, I think Max is probably
Might,
looking at legacy.
might want to
What?
become a. Sorry, go.
No, go ahead. Finish what you're gonna say.
No, I was just gonna say might want to be a what do you call proper father sometime soon. So at the same time, he might want to say, I have children to take care of, I need to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry, go on.
But
What were you
if
gonna say?
but if he's in the team to win more championships, I think he would try to get 7
No,
or
he
even
would.
go for 8. I think
But
he's a
yeah,
person that would want that. Yeah, bro. No African team will be joining. Bro. Yeah, no African driver or team. It's just too expensive. Formula One is a money sport, so
I,
you need the
I,
money.
I was gonna ask you. Yeah, do you think Max would accept for Ferrari or retire and go be with his family? What do you think he would do if
What if
if he was about to say he's gonna retire, but then Ferrari offer him a last minute deal? Would you think he'd accept it, or do you think he'd say, I'm gonna retire and go take care of my family?
Ferrari had the best car, he would take the deal
Mm,
because there's. I feel like for most drivers, and I think even he would know, there's a difference feeling when you win with Ferrari than any other
yeah,
team.
but it,
That puts you on a different level. You winning with Red Bull gets you a bit of recognition. You
yeah,
winning with Ferrari puts you out there to the world.
but it also goes back to my point earlier when I say you always want to be a part of a fallen giant's rise again, because
Yes, that too.
Manchester United, like for example, look at Cunha. He said, "Yes, I want to go to United." Why? Players like that want to go to United still because they want to be a part. If, for example, United get back to the top again, they want to be a part of that success. They want to be a part of the rise that they took Man United back to what they were. They want to build their brand as well. Verstappen, if he goes to Ferrari, you know Ferrari. They're just like United, worldwide brand name, whatever it is, and also be a part of the rise of Ferrari again. Get him to winning championships again. He wants to be in that name, so you just never know. Maybe a year or two, he might be a part of that. He might help Ferrari. It might not just be the engineers that help. It might be the driver that helps as well.
True.
Driver might help as well. So Verstappen, I know I did a rant about Verstappen, but I would love to see Verstappen in a Ferrari. I would love to see him in a Ferrari. Because
It is possible, but it'll probably be years down the line. I don't think it'll be anytime soon. I don't think he retires anytime soon either.
I think in 4 years he might want to go to Ferrari.
Yeah, maybe 2-3 years.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Sorry.
In Lewis's car, we have T brakes, so I'll decide his strategy. I don't know how far I can be so for. Yeah, plan for, but we'll never consider the double stack or pull it. They do some double stackings and some undercut, but it just depends on the race. A lot of the time, especially if it's a sprint weekend, you don't have the information needed, and especially if the variables change. If it becomes a dry race to a wet race, that changes. So, and also there's some races where there's no strategy at all. Like Monaco, you have to win the qualifying.
You have to win the qualifying.
Does this mean Ferrari is an elite F1 team? I got you. Does this mean Ferrari? Yes, they are. They are.
Yeah,
in
they are.
In terms of Formula One elite, yeah.
Them,
McLaren, yeah, those are the two elite ones. Because I think
Red Bull, Mercedes.
No, Red Bull and Mercedes are more modern day. They're more like they would be looked at more as your Man Cities, your PSGs, whereas Ferrari and McLaren are your Real Madrids, your Barces, your Bayerns. They've been there.
Man United. For Ferrari, it's more like a Man United to me.
Yeah, and Red Bull's more like a Man City.
Yeah.
Mercedes more like a Chelsea kind of thing. They were good in the 2000s. That's how would you.
That's a very, very good point.
Yeah, that's how they would be.
I didn't even think of Chelsea. I was thinking more of like Mercedes might be the United, but at the same time, I'm looking at Ferrari as United more.
Yeah, the fallen giant. And then McLaren is like Liverpool. McLaren's like Liverpool. They're back now.
Yeah. Nah, Liverpool is more like who's Ferrari's biggest rival?
McLaren.
McLaren.
Yeah.
So Liverpool.
McLaren is the Liverpool, and they returned to form. So Liverpool's returned to form.
But then also it's like what you call Ferrari is like a fallen giant, and United are a fallen giant as well. So I look at Ferrari like United as well, like in terms of like name, history, and people consider Ronaldo the GOAT like me, and Schumacher the GOAT. Two GOATs in the team like that as well. And manager, who was Ferrari's greatest ever manager? Like team engineer or what? Let's just say engineer. Who was that?
It would have been the Schumacher era.
It's not Binotto for sure. Binotto's a fraud.
It was Schumacher.
I wanted the guy out for time, bro. I hated Binotto, man. Binotto was a fraud.
I forgot the name.
I hated Binotto, man.
No, Binotto's all right. He just was. It was just too big of a job for him.
He was awful at the end.
2000. Let me find out 2000 Ferrari who was in charge.
Find out up until when Schumacher left.
Oh yeah, Russ Braun. That's the name. It was Russ
Okay,
Braun. That was the guy.
so he might be there. So he might be the
Yeah,
GOAT. Might be the GOAT
he is.
manager.
He is. He is like
So yeah,
technical
so
director.
there you go. So there you go.
Yeah, because Braun GP as well. He created that car, nothing that turned into the Mercedes that you have now. So yeah,
Mhm.
him, Ross Braun, and then Adrian Newey. Those are the two guys that are goats in terms of outside of the sport.
Yeah. Wouldn't mind seeing Oscar on a Fezza, not because he's winning now. That's too easy. I never seen. Oh, Fezza. What do you mean, like Ferrari? It's just
Yeah,
like
I don't think Oscar's leaving McLaren anytime soon. And
nah.
as for Yuki, I think he's a quality driver. I just think
Good
he needs
driver.
to get out of that for that. He needs to go to the Cadillac team. I think if I was him, I'd be making moves to go
I'll
to that Cadillac
I'll be
team.
honest. I'll be honest. I like Yuki. I think he's got really good personality, but at the same time, he's a bit too. I think it's got a bit too easy for him right now. He's a good driver. I'm not taking it away from him, but at the same time, Red Bull's an easier car to drive for than the sister car. So the main Red
No,
Bull
no,
team
no.
to
The
drive
red
for.
main, but it's harder. It's harder actually because if you look at the
Well, in
race,
terms of like the car, in terms of like the pace, like you have, if you have the mindset, you got the mentality, it's easier to drive for that. In terms of just moving up, okay, I understand. Like I understand it'll be hard. Like pressure will be different.
yeah,
But I don't know. I just think Yuki's a better driver than what was it called again? Uh, what's his name? What's his name again?
Liam Lawson.
Liam Lawson. Yeah, Liam Lawson for sure. Liam Lawson for me had a rough start. He's he's still a young lad. He's got time. He'll definitely sort of he'll definitely turn things around. As of right now, Yuki's the better driver for me.
Yeah,
And I think Ferrari. Red Bull need to go for a better second driver. They need to go for a better second driver. They need to try and bring in a better second driver and move Yuki back down to the sister car for the time being.
I think Yuki needs to leave Red Bull's system. I think if you look at the drivers that left Red Bull system, your
Yeah,
Albons, Carlos Sainz, your Gasly's, they're better for it when they leave the system. So for Yuki, I think he needs to just move on. And I feel like Red Bull should look at Hadjar as the second driver. I think if he
yeah,
has a good enough season, I think he's a guy that can move up. And then they've got some good talent coming through the F2 and F3 teams. I think they even have a 17-year-old that they're looking at to push up quickly. So they've got names that they can put in their sister car. So I don't think Yuki should go down. I think he should move on. I have to be considered in your opinion. What else is next to Fezza?
Competing for championships, competing for drivers' championships, doing both, I guess. Like just winning championships, like Ferrari did back in the day when Schumacher and like you said, Kimi Räikkönen, like exactly like you said, Bossa Blue, like the standards of those drivers back then. That's all I gotta say about that. But in terms of who's next to Ferrari, yeah, I'll let you answer that. I don't even know, bro. I'll be honest.
So in terms of the ones who's won drivers championships, Ferrari have 15, McLaren have 12, Mercedes have 9, Red Bull have 8. So for me, I think when it comes to elite, it's when you get to double figures as a team.
Yeah.
So
McLaren.
McLaren and Ferrari are the two. Obviously, Red Bull can get there, but it's looking like McLaren are going to win this year. So Red Bull had a good run, and even Mercedes had a good run, but there's only really
Yeah, McLaren are going
two
back to
teams
back.
double figures. So
Mm.
I think it goes Ferrari, McLaren. Those are the elite. Then big is Mercedes, Red Bull, and then the rest. So
Yeah.
that's what for me. Kimi was our last world champion. Could have been him and his manager. True, true. It's been a long time since Ferrari have been successful. That's the problem. But we've had the history
Very long
behind
time.
us.
Very long
So
time.
that's why we're the United, because we're just like that. We're waiting for a long time to get successful again. Bro, one of Kevin K-Mag at Prince that never turned into a king. Magnussen's problem was just wrong place, wrong time. A lot of the time with Formula One drivers is just getting the right opportunity. But what do you think about K-Mag? Did you like him as a driver, or did you think he wasn't ever good enough?
I think it was okay. I think I would like to see him in a better car though, to prove himself.
Yeah, that would it just never happened for him. That's the one thing that certain drivers, they will never get to be in the big three, four teams, because there's only 8 seats, and then in the totality there's 20 seats altogether. And there's guys that have won F2 championship but never got to Formula One, and then they go to
Yeah,
Formula E, or they go to NASCAR, or they go to the other series, because there's only limited space, and you need you need the pace, you need the money, you need the backing, you need all of that together. So that's what makes what Lewis Hamilton did so special, because he didn't have the money, but he had the pace, and he fortunately got the backing for him to get into the sport, because that's a once in a lifetime kind of rise in the sport, because most times you need the money behind you, and he never had the
yeah,
money, so
yeah.
a lot of the time you need the money.
Sometimes you need money to
Yeah,
upgrade your car to the max. So yeah, that's what Ferrari did not do. They did. I don't think they utilized their money properly. They didn't upgrade it on the necessary areas. I think
yeah,
the front. I think the front wing was the problem, but at the same time, if you're looking at just as a whole, I think Ferrari had the pace last year, had everything. It was just the front wing. It was hard. It was just in the turns where Ferrari sort of struggled. They were too slow in the turns. So yeah, that's my issue with Ferrari.
but what are Red Bull looking for in the second driver? Was just like Yuki the same. I just think they want someone to be on the same level as Max, but that's very hard to
Yeah,
find, and same driving style. So it's when Max is such a unique driver, and they build the car towards his kind of driving style and his kind of preferences, it's very hard for the second driver. So they're looking for
yeah.
someone to be like Max, and get within a second of him, or within
Mm.
half a second of him, to compete, to at least get your Red Bull driver into the top 10 on a consistent basis. But that's hard. What do you think? What do you think Red Bull are looking for?
I think this. I think they need someone to compete with Max because I'll tell you why. Max is a very competitive driver. He doesn't take things lightly. You
Yeah,
already know this. Max Verstappen is a very straightforward driver. Like he wants to win. He ain't gonna let the second driver win as well. So I don't know, man. I think he needs like a Checo Perez of 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. He needs a 2022 Checo Perez on his side. Someone
yeah,
who's constantly winning with him.
yeah,
But also, they need better engineers, man. I think Red Bull are done with the engineer thing. I think Red Bull losing the pace compared to other drivers, other cars now. I think McLaren are better. I think soon Mercedes once they get their stuff done. I think next year. Apparently, I'm hearing they're gonna be the fastest car next year. Don't know how true that is, but we'll see. So Mercedes might do their stuff. Ferrari might do their thing. So Red Bull need to sort their engineers out. I think the engineers can be an issue as well next year. I think they need
yeah,
to. I think they need to shuffle and change it because right now I think they're looking at maybe how do you say it? They're looking at what's his name again? It's not Christian Horner. Who's the other one that's their current But regardless, like I still think Red Bull need to shuffle and change it because
yeah. They've lost a lot of talent as well,
they
which
have
has,
that.
yeah, losing Adrian Newey was a big miss. That
Mm,
kind of level of talent, you can't replace that easy
yeah,
as well. Lance Stroll ever get into title or got signed an apology
no,
card? He's a nepotism signing. He's only in
no,
the car because he's a Stroll. To be honest,
definitely,
he's
definitely
a
makes
good
sense.
driver. I would say he's a good driver. He's just not great because he skipped F
Pierre
two. And
Gasly, Pierre Gasly might.
Gasly, yeah, definitely if he gets the
Gasly,
right team.
but I don't think Stroll will.
It's so expensive. Why would you risk a top car when you make the pressure for the drive, the pressure for the get some mad sport to be a young driver? It's getting younger as well. You would say, isn't it?
Mm,
There's a lot more rookies this year.
lot more
A lot
rookies,
more
yeah.
rookies. So the sport's getting younger as it's
But you
by
need
the
a mix.
year.
But you need a mix though. You need a mix of older gen, mix experience, yeah, and younger gen, hungry drivers. You know what I mean? But
Definitely, definitely.
mature drivers as well is what we need. We don't need immaturity. Like we don't need uh, attitudes that ruin F1 races. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Max holds so many grudges. Player was a player who played at the path for his first round, and then he loses
Yeah.
his mind to check at Monaco last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Max can be very aggressive with that,
And
but that's who Max is. That's his personality, really.
yeah, and
But
the land. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
No.
No, because I'm gonna move to a different sport. So finish your Formula One point.
No, I was just gonna say that the Lance Stroll thing was was just an example of, like I said, I'll support whoever's in the Ferrari seat.
Yeah.
So I'll support whoever the driver is and everything like that. Sorry, go on, bro.
No, it's also good. We've gone through football, basketball, Formula. We've gone through the three, but there was also some tennis. The Roland Garros final,
Yes,
obviously,
sir.
a 5-set master class.
I'll be
I
right here.
wanna,
Sorry.
yeah, no problem. When he comes back, we'll ask him.
No.
What does it say?
Continue, bro. Continue.
One sec. Let me read this comment. I wish more brands got involved if we went to 22 to 28. It is going to be 22 next year. Obviously Cadillac's going to be in, but it's very difficult in Formula One, Bossa Blue, for teams to come in. They have to meet these criterias, and sometimes they get rejected. So
Yeah.
it took Cadillac maybe 3-4 times, but before they were even allowed, because it's like an elite club. It's like an elite club, and in order to get in, you have to meet the requirements. And if you don't meet the requirements, not even like a 1% don't meet it, they're gonna say no. So that's the only reason. But we'll move on to Roland Garros. Obviously, big 5-setter. Carlos, the two best in the world, going hit for hit. How did you feel about that match in total, and how did you feel about the tournament in general overall?
Honestly, bro, like that's the best I felt about Novak Djokovic in so long, because he looked so much fitter than usual. It was just mistakes that costed him against Yannick Sinner. I think, in my opinion, people say he got swept, but don't look at the score. Go look at how tight the sets were. He only lost by small margins. So I feel good about Djokovic, man. I don't be surprised if he wins Wimbledon. Don't be surprised if he wins that 25 Wimbledon. It's grass season is his season. He turns up in the grass. So yeah. But that final, oh my days, bro. That was one of the craziest final. King, you and I were supposed to do a show, right? We were supposed to do the NBA show, but the final delayed it by so long, and I had to watch the Portugal game as well.
Yeah.
Shout out to my dogs, Portugal. Yeah. But sorry, I had to. But that game, bro. Honestly, 5.5 hours of just incredible tennis. Some of the best tennis I think I've ever seen in my life. I've seen Federer and Nadal. I've seen Djokovic versus Nadal. Djokovic Federer. I watched Djokovic Federer almost 6 hours at Wimbledon. It's not at Wimbledon exactly, but on TV watching at home. It was like a match that started at 8 p.m. ended at nearly 1 a.m. Me and my parents were watching. My brother was watching. I was only Djokovic fan. They were Federer fans, all three of them. And when Djokovic won, I was like, because you know what happened? Federer was on 2 championship points, and Djokovic pulled it back, and he broke, and he saved himself, and he won. I was like, oh my days, Djokovic.
Yeah, I was heartbreak for
GOAT. You
me.
absolute GOAT. And for me, he's the GOAT. Like, Djokovic for me is the GOAT. He's done everything in tennis. He's won every single title. He's won 100 plus titles. Yes, he doesn't have as many titles as Federer, but don't look at the titles. Look at the Grand Slams. The Grand Slams is the number one factor, right? People used to look at Olympics. He's done that. ATP, he's got the most ATPs. One more Wimbledon, he'll equal Roger. One more US Open, he'll equal Roger Federer. So Djokovic would have and Nadal are the only 2 tennis players to have double digits on Grand Slams. And Djokovic dominated that Australian Open. He dominated Australia. He completely took Australia by storm. And as for Nadal just, bro, the clay court is his. He's literally the GOAT of clay. So yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I just think that final that I watched the other day, I can't lie. Carlos Alcaraz, what a player. Yannick Sinner, you have blood on your hands, my friend. You were I wasn't cheering for Yannick Sinner. Trust me, I don't want Yannick Sinner to win. I'm for tennis. I'm for integrity. I'm for integrity. I'm for fairness. I do not like Yannick Sinner. You know the reasons why. I ain't gonna say it on air, right? Or should I say it anyways? Why not?
Oh no. Well, everyone knows in tennis what happened with Yannick Sinner. Obviously, for me, coming back into the sport, I did my own research into his
Yeah,
incident. Um, I think it was more on his team around him that got him caught up into that incident. Obviously, for me, for the sport, I think it's better that he did only get a 3 month suspension. He was very lucky not to get longer because normally with those kind of incidents you get 1 year, 2 years.
Simona
But
Halep, he gets free attack.
yeah, but I feel like when it comes to Sinner, if there's no Sinner, I think Carlos would be sweeping most things because I feel like
Yeah, he would.
as great as Djokovic is, I think this sport is about physicality, it's about endurance, and I think he's coming towards the end of his career. So I think he probably does have one more big tournament in him, but I think the rest of them you're gonna probably see.
I need to have a few more because he'll want to catch Roger Federer on titles. And in
No, I'm
terms
talking about Grand Slams. I'm talking about
Grand
Grand
Slams,
Slams.
I think he's got one or two more.
I think he's only has one more because I feel like when it comes to Sinner and Carlos, they're of his level and they've got the young
Because
mentality and
don't forget,
physicality.
he Australian Open is still his court. He can still win the Australian Open one time.
Possibly, but he's gonna have to face the two of the best in the current game.
In the final, it's his final, and also he beat Alcaraz early in the year as well with an injury. He beat Alcaraz as well at Australian Open as well, 3-1, and I called it as well. Me and Agustia both called it as well. Shout out to Agustia, yeah. Also, in terms of like a 4-set, I actually was supposed to say I wanted to say Alcaraz in 5. But the problem was I wanted to be a bit different, so I said Alcaraz in 4, and I've definitely underestimated the final. Like I can't lie, I think Yannick Sinner to lose his first to lose his first set and to be 2 sets up, right? Up until then, he had never lost a set the whole tournament. The first 3 sets were his first losses, and guess what? He lost the whole tournament. How it's fine margins in tennis, fine margins. But it was an incredible match. King was absolutely incredible. Like despite what I think of Yannick Sinner, incredible tennis. Carlos Alcaraz, unbelievable talent. And honestly, tennis might be in safe hands with these two potentially.
Yeah,
Might be in safe hands. I might not watch tennis as much because Djokovic will not be there soon. But listen, tennis is in safe hands with these guys, and I think you also got like Federer, Nadal, Federer, Djokovic, Djokovic, Nadal, and you had these great matches, you had these great rivalries, you had the Australian Open finals, you had Wimbledon finals, you had Roland Garros finals, U.S. Open finals. You've got plenty of them. You got Olympics as well, bro. Tennis was fun, man, and trust me, tennis was fun with these three. But appreciate and support everyone while they got. Nadal went out with an injury. He said his time is over. Djokovic, appreciate him while he's still here. Yes, he might not have the respect, but appreciate him while he's still here because once the big three is all gone, you'll realize how much you'll miss it. You'll realize how much you miss it, no matter how much you hate these guys. So that's all I gotta say about that.
yeah. The big 3+1 with Andy. That was a great era of tennis. I enjoyed that. That was the era of tennis I was most into, actually.
Yeah,
So
Murray, very, very. I think Murray underachieved. I think if it wasn't for the injuries, he could have won a lot more. A lot
to be
more.
honest, he's unlucky that he was in an era with those three. Because
Yeah, he
any
was.
other era, he would probably have got a lot more trophies. But
He's in
when you're
this era.
yeah, if you're
Sorry.
competing with three pretty much goats, because these are the three goats when it comes to this sport.
Yeah, 100%.
Nadal, Djokovic, Federer. So that's if you're in that generation, you're just gonna be you just take what you can get. That's what Andy Murray did.
Yeah, facts.
Facts. But I understand people's hate towards Sinner, obviously, because of the things that he's done in the past, and it makes sense. But I'm one quickly get into these wasn't
Yeah,
how the Audi will be in F1 next year, Bossa Blue. They'll be replacing, I think, one of the teams. I can't remember which one, but they'll be there next year.
Sauber, I think, apparently.
Yeah.
And
Final would if it was
Cadillac will be there as well. Cadillac will be there as well.
Final would have been more entertaining if it was Novak, Carlos.
I think
I don't know.
I think Novak
Carlos
won.
I
Because you know what?
I would have think Carlos would beat him easily. I think Novak's not that great in that
don't say that, because last year Djokovic won the Olympics on this exact same court in 2 sets. So it's fine margins in tennis, fine margins.
Yeah, but it always comes to a Spaniard to be the king of clay, and we found a new one in Carlos, back to back. So
that's same exact as well as Nadal, the same exact age as well.
Yeah, so I think Clay's gonna be his. I think he's Wimbledon maybe. I think Wimbledon and Australia are the 2 ones that Djokovic has a chance. Maybe even US coming towards the end of the year.
I think Wimbledon he's got a chance, because Wimbledon's his season. He gets to the final easily there.
Yeah, but he's gonna have to beat Carlos, because Carlos won the last 2.
I think he can. I think he definitely can. Yes, he's made errors, because I remember Djokovic was actually in that final. He was up 1 set. He had set point to go up 2 sets to love, and he threw it away. So Djokovic lost, like I said, fine margins in tennis. It's fine margins.
Exactly. So hopefully he can get the 25, just so he can end his career on a high note. I missed the Novak Andy Murray rivalry. Yeah, it was a goated rivalry.
He still wants to go to Los Angeles Olympics just to represent his team for one final time. I mean, I don't mind that.
For him, basically, to win the whole number 1 doesn't sit right with me. So no, that needs justice. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I feel like he should have been stripped of his ranking during the 3 months. I think he should have.
Only because he won the Australian Open. That's why the ranking still remained.
Oh, he had the points. He still had the points
because he won the Australian Open. Yeah, exactly. That's why.
Oh, okay. So it was a point system. Fair enough.
I think so. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I also enjoyed Wawrinka. Yeah, Wawrinka was another good player during that era. Serena Williams also goated.
He beat Djokovic in a couple finals, man. I was pissed.
Serena Williams. In terms of the women, oh yeah, Coco Gauff winning the French Open for the women.
I called it. I said Coco Gauff in 3 sets, and she did it. Fair play to Coco Gauff.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully she is the new Serena Williams. I think she has the power to do it.
I don't see that being the new Serena. I don't see there being this new.
You don't think so? You don't think so? You don't think that potential's there?
The new Serena Williams will not exist. Serena Williams was too goated for women's.
No, but there's always the next, the upcoming one.
Oh, yeah. But I don't
like Nadal. You got Carlos with the.
I thought Naomi Osaka would have been one, because she was actually looking. She was playing so well up until her injury, and even Emma Raducanu, she had the chance. Even what's her name again? The one that retired. What's her name again? I forgot the Australian her. What's her name again? Is it Barty or something?
I'm not sure.
The Australian player that retired, because she was looking she was unbelievable up until she retired, because she was winning up Grand Slam after Grand Slam after Grand Slam. Then she all of a sudden just decided to retire one random day.
Australian. Oh, Ashley Barty.
Yes, thank you, Ashley Barty. Yeah, she was unbelievable. She was looking like the next. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. So there's been a couple ones that have.
Yeah, there's been a couple incidents. Yeah, but at the same time, it's so spread out. Like in terms of like titles, you know what I'm trying to say? Like the titles, the titles are varied in women's tennis. Like the titles are varied out. So yeah.
So hopefully Coco can continue her rise. It's always good seeing someone like that. Obviously, it's her second title, which is going to be good. Be nice. It'd be nice for her. But yeah, we'll continue. I think he will do it in US. My reason is solely because the majority of guns are Americans. I think Coco should be sure. Oh, okay.
No, the majority of his titles are in Australia. He won the Davis Cup. Do you know what the Davis Cup was? It was actually the Tennis World Cup. He won his title there with Serbia. He carried Serbia to the World Cup in Australia, and also his titles. He's won 11 Australian Opens in was it 11 Australian Opens in Australia. So yeah, most of his titles in Australia, not his not America.
Yeah,
America,
yeah, yeah.
he won behind Roger Federer, and even the Wimbledon's won behind Roger Federer. So yeah,
Yeah, 5 in Wimbledon, 4 in US, 10 in Australia, and only 3 in France. So he's
I just
weakest in France.
I just need him to win 2 more. I need him to catch up to Roger in Wimbledon and US Open. But listen,
It'll be different. It'll be difficult because he's got the young gunners coming after him.
yeah.
I thought the gold medalist from China who made it semi-final would have what she would have had more of a shout.
Oh, Jang, I actually predicted her to win because she won the Olympics on this exact court as well. So yeah. So Quen Win Jeng, I overestimated her. I thought she was going to win it when she made it to the quarters, but she lost unfortunately.
Yeah,
Sabalenka. So it is what or something. It is what it is.
yeah. So tennis is a sport I'm trying to get back into. So I'm gonna be
Yeah,
looking
you
at it closely.
got this, bro. It's not that
So
hard.
I'm gonna need Coco in the women's to be my new Serena, and I'm gonna need Alcaraz. Be on his train. Obviously, I wasn't really a Nadal fan back in the day. I was more Federer. I like the
They're
Swiss man.
all, but they're Fedal fans. A lot of people, they're all like both. They'll cheer for one another. It's like a tennis rivalry, but a tennis friendship rivalry.
Yeah. But I
The
feel
friendship
like
rivalry.
for me it was Federer. I think other people had Djokovic, other people had Nadal. It just
I
depends
had
on your
Djokovic is my guy. Djokovic
yeah.
is my goat, and he's my favorite tennis player.
But I like Carlos. I like Carlos. I like the look of him. Watching that match for me, I enjoyed his play, so it'll be interesting. Be real right now. The Nadal serve, I miss it. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I miss Djokovic. I miss Federer and Nadal, man. I want them back in tennis, man. I want them
Because he's
back.
like half South. Oh, he's half South African. Oh, mad.
Yeah,
Didn't
he is.
know
He is.
that.
He is.
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. That even
oh,
makes him like him even more.
Bossa Blues from South Africa.
Oh, nice. 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 That's a beautiful country. I need to visit there one day. To the motherland. But I think, is there any other sports you'd like to talk about before we finish, or you're good for today?
I mean, the main ones we spoke about were football, basketball, F1, tennis, cricket. I don't really want to talk much about cricket. I'm not really like I only watch Team India. In terms of NFL, I've got nothing much to say. NFL, just the Patriots are building something very very good in the future, like building a dynasty soon. Hopefully, one day, someday, they'll build it back. Tom Brady's getting a statue. That's all I like. And in terms of cricket, hopefully India can, I wish they won that World Cup in 2023, man. It was in India as well. It's a shame,
Wait,
but listen,
who won it in 2023? Because I haven't been
Australia beat India in the final. India won every single game up until that game, man. They lost to Australia.
to Australia. Oh, wow, that's different.
Yeah. And
Australia never been that good. Well,
no, Australia had the
right.
most titles. Australia had the most titles.
I swear they had 6. Oh, I didn't even know.
And bro, also Australia, right? They, I kid you not, there was a player called Glenn Maxwell. Do you know Glenn Maxwell?
No.
There was one game where Australia were down a lot of players. Glenn Maxwell stepped up, hit a 200 run special. It kept Australia in the tournament alive.
200.
Like 200
Wow.
run, and he kept
That's a
Australia
lot.
in it.
That's a lot.
Yeah, you know what? I'm still yet to watch those runs back. I'm gonna go watch all Glenn Maxwell 200 runs back. I need to watch it back, but yeah, sorry.
Wait, India's only won 2 World Cups.
India's won 2 World Cups, yeah, so they've massively underachieved.
Yeah, because I remember they used to always be the best for me.
They just won the T20 World Cup though. The
Okay.
T20 over World Cups, yeah.
Yeah, T20 is a lot of fun as well.
It's tight. T20 is tight. 50 overs like ODI, one day international, and Virat Kohli just retired. Rohit Sharma just retired from Test cricket, not the World Cup. They've retired from Test.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Novak is the goat. Table tennis and badminton, not really. I don't really watch table tennis that much. Badminton, I only watch like the Thai players or India players. Yeah, so that's it really.
For women, triple hill up. Yeah, for women, for me, it's Serena. Men, I would go with Federer, but I would also accept the answer of Nadal or Djokovic. Um, I wouldn't say Sharapova. I think Serena dominated
Nah,
her in that era.
Sharapova's a drug addict. If only she wasn't into drugs, she could have been the goat.
Yeah, but yeah, she lost a lot to Serena. However, Proteus never been to the final.
Sorry, who were the Proteus?
Proteus. I don't know who Proteus is. You're gonna have to let me know what they mean.
Hold on.
Oh, South Africa team is called the Proteus.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. No, but South Africa just made the T20 final, bro. They just made the T20 final.
yeah. They haven't made the major final though.
They just made the T20 final and they lost to India by incredible final that was. India were literally, bro, I kid you not, bro, India were so close to losing that. It was literally like so tight, and and India just won a very thriller game.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Bossa Blue, I big up to you, man. Honestly, for real.
yeah. Big up to you for being here. Got a lot of good comments as well. Plus, South Africa for me, when it comes to rugby, the Springboks. Hey,
I like.
that's a
I,
bit of me.
I'm a Wallabies fan. Australia
Springboks and then
in
the
rugby.
All Blacks.
I watched the World Cup final in 2015. Australia lost to New Zealand. I like.
Just here to say hi,
No,
Brody.
I didn't. No, I didn't shave. No, I didn't shave. I just trimmed it. But yeah, no, I just I watched the Australia New Zealand final in 2015, and Australia lost to New Zealand. Foley, I'm sure you know Foley, the Australian player,
Yeah.
was a good player. I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Nah, you'll caught me sharp as that. I just think she's gorgeous. Fair enough, possibly. If that's what you like. If that's what you like. But
Okay.
yeah, man. We're
But yeah,
really good at fighting people for the ball. Oh yeah, definitely. South Africa are up there for rugby. I'm gonna lie to you. It's New Zealand probably first, and then
that's
I would
why
say
that's why they
South
won back to
Africa's
back World Cup. That's why
yeah,
That's why South Africa won back to back World Cups, man. Big up to South
yeah,
Africa every
yeah,
single
man,
time.
yeah, man.
Beat the All
I'm
Blacks.
always happy. I'm always happy when they win. When they win, I
Mm,
like when they win, man. Always
yep,
got to back my African nations and everything. So
of
plus
course.
the Shabalala goal in the World Cup. Hey, nothing's ever gonna beat
And
that.
and South Africa has a lot of Indians in their team as well. So listen, you gotta rep the Indians. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, exactly. But I think good night, bro. Yeah, good night. I think this is gonna be the
Have a
end of the show.
good night, as Djokovic would say.
uh, thank you, AKAVIN, for coming on the show tonight. This has been
Always, man.
Sports Talk.
Always,
We've been
man.
talking about
Oh,
a different level of sports, but
do this more often, man. We do this more
yeah,
often,
yeah,
man.
definitely,
I enjoyed this a lot, man. I enjoyed this a lot. It
yeah,
was good. It was
definitely,
good convo, man. Getting to properly know you. You come on my channel all the time. I never ask you these questions, but you've been good, man. I really enjoyed this channel, man. I really enjoyed this show. I'm definitely gonna try and share it across my Twitter and everything. So yeah, I will definitely I want to help you as well because join it on Twitter, right? If you actually buy a blue tick on
yeah.
Twitter, you can actually stream on Twitter. That's what I do. That's what I did with my AIM Sports account.
Oh yeah, that's
So
definitely something I'll look into.
try thinking about it. It'll definitely help.
Yeah, big us for the sport we'd kill on economy, bro. I hear that, but soon Africa will rise. Africa will rise. No worries about that.
Definitely go hundred
It's
percent,
been
man.
fun tonight. Definitely should do more of these. Definitely. Definitely do more of these on both channels as well. But hey Kevin, what you got coming up? Tell the people what you got coming up as well.
I've got the transfer show with Rasta in about in just under 12 hours. Just under 12 hours. So, as of right now, it's currently 2:30 a.m. in the morning in Thailand. In just about 12 hours, just under 12 hours, I'll be live with Ross on my channel doing the transfer show. King, you feel free to pop by if you like, my bro. It's transfer shows open to anyone to top on and talk transfers, but their own
definitely.
clubs or whatever. So yeah, transfer show on my channel, and I guess we had the F1 show on Sunday,
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. F1 show coming up.
and then Club World Cup show. Yes, tomorrow night Club World Cup show. King will be on that one as well. So King
Definitely.
will be on all three shows tomorrow on my channel. So I'll definitely be back on again. We need to do this more often, man. And
But
I'll
yeah,
also
if we can make it a weekly thing, then it'll be cool. I like that.
yeah, 100%. And Josh, I'd like you to interview Josh as well if he's watching.
Oh yeah. Definitely. We'll try get him on the channel as well.
People,
Club World
if you
Cup, yes, definitely.
also if people are wondering how you pronounce my name, it's AEKAVIN.
Hey Kevin.
No, it's AEKAVIN.
Hey Kevin.
Pretty much. Okay, fine.
Hey
Pretty
Kevin.
much.
Oh, wait. Is the E silent or no?
No.
Oh, so A Kevin. Like that.
Just AEKAVIN. Like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this has been Sports Talk. It's gonna be episode 1 of this. We're gonna definitely do more episodes talking about all sports here on
100%.
the African King Academy. Everyone have a good night wherever you in the world. Have a good day. Good night. Peace.
Grace
Blessings.
out, Ineos out. Take care.
And we're out. Peace.